guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are talking about olive oil. Yes, olive oil and apparent shortages yet again. If you've been following the channel, I have done a video probably a good 6 months ago when we have potentially experienced small shortages of olive oil and increased prices because of the drought last year. Well, guess what guys, it is happening again. From last year the countries weren't able to recover fully, and yet we're having this heat wave again, and we have been warned that we are going to be short on olive oil, and the things you'll be able to get will be quite increased in price. According to the articles guys, apparently olive oil increased 27%. Okay, I could bet to differ. The price probably increased wholesale by 27%. However, some of the olive oils are more than doubled in the shop. And if you follow the channel, you know I do my little weekly things, weekly shops in Lidl and Asda and Tesco's. And the Lidl olive oil they used to buy, which is the one of those, it used to be like £2.29, and then it's gone to £69. And it's like £3.99, and increased in prices, and it's now I think it's £4.79. Prices in Asda also increased, although occasionally, and I do post it on the community post, that sometimes they do this at £3.75, which is a bargain. So clearly, if you go by the prices, it's clearly increased more than 27%, and it's only meant to get worse. I popped into Lidl recently, and literally there were 6 bottles of olive oil, which is a normal olive oil. They had some extra virgin olive oil in only half a litre, and they only had about a box of 12, and that was that. And the same seems to be in Asda. All the cheaper olive oils are disappearing, and they only have the bottles that are about like £10 a bottle, which is absolutely ridiculous. One thing also to point out, and I'm absolutely disappointed guys, I love my olive oil. I cook with it all the time, and if you're a prepper like myself, that obviously you probably have a good stockpile of olive oil in your cupboard somewhere. They used to do, please relate, those olive oils in Lidl, okay, they used to do the Greek extra virgin olive oil and Italian extra virgin olive oil, and I used to pay like £1.99, although be it only half a litre, I think, yeah, half a litre. They're absolutely amazing, and they only have 2, and I'm kicking myself. So as a prepper, I have not stocked up on the extra virgin olive oil. Yes, I have a lot of the normal oil. I probably have about 15 or 20 litres of that. I do have, I think, a massive barrel, like 20 litres or 25 litres of sunflower oil, but honestly cannot really stand the stuff. This is why it's kind of running out of date whilst just sitting there in my cupboard. So the moral of the story, guys, at the moment you still can buy the olive oil, and if you do honestly cannot live without, then obviously do stock up on it before the price increases. As I said, because the drought is happening now, the effects of the shortages and or increased prices will be seen literally from autumn until the next year. So if you guys want to be prepared, that it's no time like present to stock up on olive oil. As alternatives, guys, of course, it's not possible to potentially stock up a lot because it's quite expensive. But guys, if you can live without, that's what you do. I think it's also important, guys, as a prepper, to cover your bases. Don't forget, as soon as the more things come up in the news, like they all do, people get panicky and people start buying it. So if more articles come out about the shortages and the drought again, we will be seeing the shortages of water, which we kind of see already, and absolutely olive oil will be swept off the shelf, even when they put the limitations like they did with the sunflower oil. It will be the same thing, guys, and the people will be reaching out for the next best. So my motto always, and I say to you guys, be a step ahead, predict what people are gonna do, and then buy something else. So as per health benefits, the next best oil, it is avocado oil. You can still buy this readily. It is fairly pricey. However, as per nutrition, happens again. As per nutritional value, it is pretty much a par with the extra virgin olive oil, but it has a higher smoke point. So if you can come across this, I know the Lidl and Aldi do this, and I think Asda do this. It's about £2.50 for 250 ml. So a little bit pricey, but it's a good alternative, and it keeps as long as the olive oil as well, which we covered on later on in the video. The next thing, guys, is the coconut oil, 100% pure coconut oil. Again, at the moment, guys, you can pick them up from different shops fairly cheaply, although it doesn't have as many vitamins or benefits as the olive oil. The research shows that consuming that helps you to actually absorb the vitamins and nutrients from a different food you consume this with. So it's kind of a win-win and a good thing to have, considering, guys, because it's in a hard state, it will last for ages and far longer than a date. And of course, it has many other benefits for skincare and hair care and many other things. Right, next things on the list, guys, as the substitute is ghee. Again, guys, unfortunately, nothing can compare to the olive oil in terms of the vitamins, because you have a vitamin K and vitamin E in unrefined olive oil. You don't get such vitamins from things like a ghee. However, it's still good for you. It's got some good fats in there, and it's a good thing to have. The benefit of that, again, if you cannot buy this, which you can at the moment if you look hard enough, I think you can buy them still on Amazon, and you can buy them from a bigger Tesco's in the smaller tubs. Again, not the cheapest, but as a backup thing, it's a really good thing to have. And don't forget, guys, you can make your own ghee. If you can make your own butter, you can make your own ghee. And one day I will do the video and I'll show you how, so you never be without. And it is the last one on my list is the vegetable oil or a sunflower oil. They don't have any goodness in them whatsoever. I know we had many debates with many people, and people said that what the hell they're made from. Made from a mixture of oils from corn, canola and soy. So it is literally purely refined oil that doesn't offer anything. However, guys, if that's what you have to do and if you need to cook, then this is what you can buy and have this as a backup. This is literally my absolute last on the list. For some reason, I cannot tolerate. I see I've got the vegetable oil in front of me, and it says it's a pure rapeseed oil. Good few years back, and I had a massive allergic reaction, and for some reason I blame this on a rapeseed, and I haven't touched the thing since. However, yes, I have this in my cupboard. It is there because I'm a prepper, and guys, you can do other things with oil if not consuming it, so it's just there as a backup anyway, like many other things. So when we're talking about, guys, the storage as well, I think it's really important, because many of you think that the oil spoils. Oil does spoil, but let's talk about the storing the olive oil, because this is what the video is mainly all about. Olive oil keep well in a cooler, darker conditions, and it will keep better in a glass container. You can buy oils in glass bottles, however, they're stupidly expensive. I refuse to pay almost £10 for like half a litre of oil. It tastes, to me, if you buy like extra virgin from Lidl, they taste just as good, but for literally a quarter of the price. You can transfer them into the glass bottles, guys, if you really wanted to. I don't see the point, because they're all universal. I can stack them up nicely. That's absolutely fine. They normally have generally 2 years 2 years expiry date, if you wish. Recently, if you've been following the channel, we've been mentioning, and some of you've been mentioning, that the dates on the olive oil have been shortened. So every time you buy a bottle, you have like 6, maybe 12 months maximum. It was really strange, and I have bought some bottles before that in the, say, 2 or 3 months difference. Then I picked up a bottles, then their date was shorter than the bottles I bought a little while back. So keep an eye on it when you buy it. However, guys, 2 years as per manufacturer instructions. But I tell you what, guys, many of you worried that it won't last. It will. Quite a while back actually, we went to Sicily, and they did the most amazing selection of olive oils. And we brought a few bottles of, I think it was Sicilian lemon, and it was the best olive oil ever. I bought a good few bottles every time we went in there, so I had quite a good supply. And eventually it started to run out, so I had 1 bottle. So I kind of put it to the back of a cupboard and kept it for a rainy day. Little to know, when I pulled this out of the cupboard and wanted to use this, it was actually 5 years past the date. And I tell you what, guys, it was absolutely fine when I opened it. We used about half a bottle. It took a good sort of few months, and only then afterwards it just started to smell a little bit of plastic. Don't get me wrong, right? You can still consume that, so don't panic that if suddenly olive oil is running out of date, you must throw this away. Absolutely not. Keep it cool, keep it dark, and it will last you longer than the 2 years, and it could last you up to 5 years. Don't forget, if it gets a bit stinky and really unpleasant, you can use this for different purposes, because obviously olive oil have got many other properties you can use it for. So there we have it, guys. So I think technically I've covered everything. The moral of the story, guys, is now, if you want to buy olive oil, because if you, not say you're panicking, but if you can't live without and you haven't had this in your proper pile, do go and pick some bottles now. I still go to Asda and I keep looking now for that $3.75 price, because I would like to get some more. As I said, I have about 15 or 20 bottles. we go through probably about a bottle a month, so technically it's not a lot. It's not going to get us through the whole rigma until the thing is going to be normalized, if they're ever going to be normalizing again, because something tells me come up next year we're going to have another issue, we're going to have another problem. And I will certainly, and I said to you guys in the video once before, if the little bottle hits £5, I will stop buying it, and it's very, very close, very, very close to that price at the moment. So, but if I see them on Asda, I will buy a few bottles just to get myself more prepared. Anyway, hopefully guys you find this video helpful. Don't forget thumbs up, it helps the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.